Hi and welcome to the Indulge podcast with me, Roma Laishram. Every week we have amazing conversations, and today, if you believe it or not, I'm in conversation with my two favorite sharks on Shark Tank, Vineeta and Namita. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Hope you didn't feel pressure to say that.
Absolutely not. I keep insisting that I only want to talk to the women because I think you're so much better on the show.
By the way, there's just two of us. So
Yes,
yeah, that's
so-
all you got.
I'm happy with that. Let's jump right into the conversation. Season 4, you both have been on the show from the very beginning. It's been amazing. Y'all are now national stars. Shark Tank is largely about the both of you. You have your fans. Everyone's all excited about what the new season is going to be like. Let's start with your first reactions. What is season 4 going to be like? Namita, you first, and then Vineeta. Yeah.
I think season 4, the continuity or the sameness is going to be that you have incredible entrepreneurs coming from all parts of India in a diverse set of industries, and they will entertain, educate, and inspire as always.
Lovely.
That remains the same. The fun part is the drama between the sharks continues, which is also nice and is very authentic.
Hey, it keeps us glued.
Absolutely. It's authentic as it gets. And we have Kunal, who is a new shark, and I must say I have been blown away by him. He's
Fabulous.
got insights from diverse industries because of his portfolio. So I, at a personal level, learned a tremendous amount from him.
Nice. Vineeta?
Yeah, I think season 4 has been incredible. Lots of very young founders. I think first time in 4 seasons, we met like really founders, at least 8 to 10 founders who were below the age of 20. And I think it just gives an indication of where Naya Bharat is going, where entrepreneurship is now starting at like 8 to 10 years and not really, in the 30s like it did for our generation. Also, I think this time we've seen a lot more profitable companies coming in with like, 3 to 10 crores of annual profit in crores. I mean, that's incredible given the fact that many of them are raising money for the first time. I think we've also this time been able to get companies from really, really small towns and villages, including companies from Northeast.
Oh, lovely.
We've got companies from Chote Gaon in various parts of the country, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Maharashtra. So yeah, I think Shark Tank has been stepping up the game in terms of quality of founders and quality of businesses.
Nice. I know people keep asking you both this question over and over again, but I think we cannot reiterate the importance of having two powerful women on Shark Tank, telling women that they can achieve their dreams irrespective of what it is. So coming from that background, I'm going to ask you this question. I know you've been asked this several times, but as women entrepreneurs, what do you think it means to be on a stage like Shark Tank?
I think for me personally, I found my voice at the tag. Personally, I think I would not speak up as much, personal and professional level. And I learned to speak up a lot more. I learned to bust taboos in public a lot more. I was always direct and unfiltered as a person and very proud of it. But I think I took it to another level at Shark Tank. So I think Shark Tank truly helped me find a new voice and a new persona over the years. So loving it.
Vineeta?
Yes, for me, I think the experience after Shark Tank happened has been that, we meet these 7-8-year-old girls at airports, at malls, who come up and say that, I want to become an entrepreneur. And they have their mom standing next to them who are nodding in agreement. And I feel that that's such a brilliant change because growing up, we didn't have role models. We didn't have women who we could see and be like, I can be what I can see. And role models really matter. When Namita says that she's managed to find her voice, I was telling somebody yesterday that when I look at her, I'm like, I want to be as courageous and bold. And there are
She's quite bold too.
And there are these
Underplaying her boldness.
girls who are watching us on television now realizing that they don't have to bury themselves under the burden of judgment and log kya kahenge, which women are subjected the most to.
Absolutely.
And they can be ambitious and bold. And I think for women especially, just seeing a reflection of themselves on television and owning their businesses powerfully, I think that makes a big impact.
Nice. I think you both just did something that really shows why women are better at business. You both stood up for each other, which I think is so amazing.
We always do.
Yeah, we hardly see men ever do that on any platform.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy that that's happening. Over the last 4 years, maybe this season, if you can talk about it, one particular idea that blew your mind. It could be from any season.
You know, I'm very partial to health tech companies.
Fabulous.
Because
Okay.
for me, being from a pharma company, I see so much disease so up close and personal. And for me, technology is the only way in a country like India that we can provide solutions at a much larger scale. And so, to be very honest, Romal, every health tech company touches my heart because I know how serious the problem is and I know how important the solution needs to be.
Nice.
Yeah, I think for me, there was a deal last season, which was this Ittar brand
Yes, yes.
called Adil Kadri. And, you know, as a founder, I've always pushed people to go into areas where there's a very large market. You know, we call it target addressable market, which is very important. And when somebody comes with a very niche product like this, you always underestimate them because you believe that they can't really scale. But within a season, which is like less than 12 months, this company has gone on to do 100 crores in sales profitably. And I feel that I, as an investor and as a founder, I get proven wrong so many times that, you know, that's what really opens up my eyes and makes me understand that whatever notions we held 5 years back in a country like India, where there is so much internet penetration and access to UPI and smartphones and diversity of people and a 140 crore population, anything is possible. And I love that feeling of being in an economy where anything is possible. And I think Adil Kadri for me was like a hard-hitting realization that even niche businesses can really, really scale.
I think we echo your thoughts completely with that particular case. Now, very specific questions to the industries that you come. First, with you, Namita. You come from the pharma and healthcare industry. What is that one thing that you wish people would focus more on? You know, young and entrepreneurs who are coming on the show or even otherwise in the market. One particular field that you wish there was a little bit more focus on?
I think more around diagnosis
Okay.
because I mean, I'll give you a simple example. 57% Indian women are anemic. And it's just a simple blood test that has to be done annually. Most women don't do it. Most women don't go and make that extra effort to just get their annual checkups.
True.
And we would, even cancer, we would catch so many diseases early and treat them, and the person could live if we just did the diagnosis earlier. So for me, if there can be some way of educating people and getting the diagnosis to be easy, something that's, you know, part of their daily routine, like how the tracking rings or the tracking watches have become, that to me would be a game changer in a country like India, especially where this is a very chronic problem in the smaller towns and villages.
From the industry that you
I think I want to add, she
Please,
keeps
go
talking
ahead.
also
Yeah.
about food is medicine. And I think that's something that I've actually learned over the last 4 years here. Because there are so many companies coming on Shark Tank which have these, you know, better food unjunking
Absolutely.
in India. And I think one thing that Namita keeps telling us is that if we eat better food, then I think pharma companies will have a run for their money, and which I think we all need because, you know, the next level of medicine is going to be not needing medicine. And I think for beauty, the industry that I'm in, I think the one thing that has really changed over the last 4 years is that less is more.
Okay.
You know, just simplifying everything, because we went through this peak during COVID where women were spending 7 to 8 hours on social media, just seeing so many tutorials and so much advice, which is often conflicting, like, you know, the same ingredients, they're good for you, they're bad for you. There is, like, you know, just like a recipe to look better, which is completely conflicting, and then TikTok says something else, Instagram says something else. There was so much confusion. But I think what has happened in the last 1 or 2 years is that more and more women are going towards simplicity, towards having very simple, consistent, everyday routines. and we're going back to the basics. And I think that's a very good change, because I don't think beauty as a category should be built on either fear that if you don't do this, you will, go through this, or it should be built on insecurity that, perfection or beauty is a certain definition. I think beauty is, in everybody. And it's just about finding your confidence and just wearing it proudly in your own way, and not sticking to a particular definition of beauty, which we had been told to for hundreds of years. So I think I love this change.
Fabulous. I think both of your answers were great. That leads me to my next question, interestingly. Generally the Indian businessman has always been perceived as someone who's, toils so much that they don't give a shit about the way they look. They don't care about the way they look. Whereas both of you are proving that you can have it all. Like, you can look like $1 million and also be a great business person. So tell me about that whole journey of living life large, being who you want to be, and still acing it.
So you're saying other pharma founders don't look like that?
I'll just keep my opinions to myself. But
Okay, Romal.
not everyone's a Namita. Let me just say
Of
that.
course.
Thank you. But Romal, firstly, nobody can have it all.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm yet to find a person who has it all. I definitely don't have it all. We have our rough days too, and we definitely don't. I definitely don't look like this without somebody working on me for a couple of hours with my hair and makeup. So let's be very realistic about what we're talking here. No, it's factual.
Yeah.
So I think people need to internalize, and nobody wakes up looking like this. It's because we've had people and experts who we paid a lot of money to make us look like this. That's point number one. Point number two, yes, there is an aspect where women more than men in business, there's a little bit of a stereotype of supposed to look a certain way.
True.
And there's nothing more beautiful and fun for me than to break stereotypes. So I'll keep upping my game with every season.
Very nice. That's amazing. Vineeta, would you like to
I just want to say 4 words. Shukar hai, sugar hai.
That was a very good plug.
Because I'm in the beauty industry. I don't have an option.
Amazing. My next question is completely out of the way. I want to go a little bit away from your life as business people. Mental health is so important to each and every one of us. You all lead extremely stressful lives, but you don't seem to show it to anyone. How do you cope with stress in terms of business, your personal lives, all of these commitments, and juggling them so well? So how do you manage?
It was a very big struggle for me over many, many years. And there are actually only 2 things I do. And they've really helped me become a much happier person. I think that shows on your face and that shows in your aura when you walk in. Number 1 is I delete toxic people from my life. If I feel that somebody is disrespectful, I'm not really liking their work ethic or their personality, they could be a friend, I just delete them. And I've been very good at it. I mean, I will look through them. They don't exist for me. I don't want to waste my time with toxic people. And I think just doing that has simplified my life so much. I just want to surround myself with very beautiful spirits who are always positive and always lifting others. So that is one thing I've done very successfully over the last, I would say 3 or 4 years. The second thing I do is I have a very stressful life, just juggling a lot of things. I have learned to find pockets of silence multiple times during the day. So I will just shut my office door, or in my home, I'll just go shut myself in a room, and I need to just be by myself in silence to just kind of give a little bit of a mental reset. And it just sounds like really, but just taking those 5 to 10 minutes for yourself to breathe, to just put things into perspective, you walk out a very positive and good person. And I think I will judge my life not by my awards or deals or the money I've made, but by just how nice of a person I've been. And that's my metric. And this reset helps me do that. It helps me delete the people who don't count and double down on the people who do.
That's beautiful. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Vineeta.
For me, the one thing that I've been consistently doing, which has helped me a lot, has been running. I feel that doesn't matter whether you run or you walk, but just going out there in the sun without a device, even if it's like half an hour a day, it just really helps in putting things in perspective. And for me, it's meditation. The one thing that I want to do, which it's been a struggle for me and I'm trying, is learning to say no more. I feel that as women, we've been judged for too long when we say no. And because of that, I think there's some conditioning which makes us take on just too many responsibilities. And I just feel that as working women, we have this, our heads are like this Excel workbook with multiple tabs running at all times, like with hundreds of things happening everywhere. And I'm trying consciously to take help and say no a lot more. And I've not been very successful in that, to be honest, but I hope I'll get there.
Fabulous. I'm in conversation with both Vineeta and Namita from Shark Tank. This is Romal on the Indulge podcast. We're now getting into some fun questions.
Oh, there's more? I thought that was a conclusion.
Almost. Like 2 more questions and then we're done.
2 more questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Last 2 questions. First one is, I know you said it takes a whole village to make you look like what you do, but you both are also in great shape. You do look after yourself. So what are the secrets? I'm sure all our audience is crazy to figure out. Like, they'd want to know. Be absolutely honest and tell us, how do you stay in shape?
I'm menopausal, which is like you look at food and you put on weight.
Okay.
And I'm all, genetically also good Jew people. My whole family tends to put on weight very quickly. So I work out 7 days a week. I don't have a choice because if I don't, I will just put on crazy amount of weight. But what I do is those 7 days, I mix things up.
Got it.
So I do a little bit of strength training and a little bit of yoga and a little bit of dance aerobics. Sometimes if I'm too bored to work out, I'll go for a walk, just be with nature, but at the same time, it's a workout. So I mix things up so that I can stay committed to it. But I have to work out 7 days a week. Otherwise, I will just be not good enough to be put on television.
So no shortcuts.
I'm joking. It's for myself. I like to wear nice clothes. I like to look good. So I do it for myself.
Nice. Vineeta?
I think, again, something that I've really resisted doing, but I've realized is super important for women is strength training. Last 12 months, I've been trying to do that because it's really important for our bodies because we lose both muscle mass and bone density as we age. That's what I do for my body, but what I do for my soul is running because I just love it. And I think the one thing that women compromise the most on, and which I just decided about 5 years back that I'll never ever compromise on, is sleep. So no matter what happens, I'm like, less than 7 hours of sleep is an absolute no-go for me.
Nice.
And I just feel that from mental health to physical health to the way we look, there's so much that sleep restoration can actually do. And we've been it's cool to be like sleepless hustler. But I realized that, you end up being unproductive if you become a sleepless hustler. And it's better to never compromise on that.
Some absolute stunning answers. Thank you so much. I mean, you'll have been super honest and I appreciate that. My last question to both of you. Upcoming season, everyone's excited. In your own wonderful way, tell us what people can look forward to in this season.
Inspiring stories.
Nice.
That's what Shark Tank is all about.
Great.
Yeah. I think doubling down on how businesses scale. I think Shark Tank season 1 and 2 were about starting a business. But season 4 is really about scaling, and we'll see a lot of the 10 crore to 200 crore journeys for the upcoming founders.
That's been Namita and Vineeta from Shark Tank on the Indulge podcast with me, Romal. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great day.